All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Pastrami Nation podcast. I'm Kevin, and joining me today is Elijah.
Hello there.
Hello, and co-founder of Pastrami Nation himself, Mr. Jason Smith.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing fantastic, and of course, we know him around here as the godfather of toys, Mr.
Yeah.
Christian Acorda. What's going on, man?
Hola, mi gente. Something.
Yeah, no, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for checking out the show. Just kind of as a pre, before we get started, I am a little bit under the weather, so I'm gonna let these guys take on the bulk of the conversation. If my screen goes dark or anything like that, for the people listening, this doesn't matter at all. But for the people watching, if the screen goes dark at all, it's probably because I'm doing something gross with the tissue, and I don't want everyone to see and hear. That's just the way it goes. But anyways, thank you all for joining us, and as usual, like, subscribe, share. We really, really appreciate that, and don't forget to join in on the conversation. We're gonna be talking about a lot of cool stuff today. These guys, Christian and Jason, had a chance to go to WonderCon this past weekend, so we're definitely going to be discussing that, talking about that, their adventures, and how they liked it. And then we're going to be talking some toys, some action figures, some collectibles. Eli's really excited to talk about what he got in what the Easter Bunny dropped by in his Easter basket. And Christian and Jason both have stuff that they want to share as well. And then we're going to be talking about Late Night with the Devil specific. Well, I'm going to be me and Elijah had the chance to watch the movie. We'll be giving a review, but we'll also talk about some of the controversy concerning AI revolving around the movie. So we're definitely going to be talking about that a little bit later on in the show. But first, let's jump right into it, guys. Let's talk about WonderCon. You both went to it this weekend. So Jason, you were there on behalf of Pastrami Nation. You were, reporting on the event and stuff like that. What do you think? How was it? How was your weekend at WonderCon?
Well, we went to Saturday, and it was like unreal raining all day long, like just from the ride up here from Victorville down to there.
By the way, we traded you guys for that weather because this weekend it was beautiful up here. You guys can keep the rain for a while. Totally fine.
Oh, it was awful. And it seemed like every idiot was out on the road weaving in and out of traffic, and then you'd see them like smashed on the guardrail like a few miles up. It's just like fog and rain is not a good combination.
No, not at all.
Once we got past that, it stayed raining the whole time. Get to Anaheim, still raining, but not as bad. Get to WonderCon, okay, smooth. It was pretty smooth. Like you could walk up to any lunch truck you wanted, like on the way there, because like nobody wanted to be out in the rain.
What time did you get there, do you think?
Probably like, I want to say like 11-ish. Somewhere might have been late 10:40 or something. But no hassle to get in whatsoever. Because there was a line for like the people in costume, like a big line for weapons check, but they just let us mosey on by. Get inside there. I don't know. It didn't feel like a WonderCon to me. It was still cool to go to, cool to see this different stuff. I found a few vendors I bought stuff at, but usually I'm used to seeing like at least DC and what's Image, because Marvel hasn't been there for a few years now, but I don't know. They had the autograph section branched off on a different corridor, but it seemed like more of a Long Beach. It had a feel of a Long Beach con where like a lot of vendors selling stuff as opposed to like different. I mean, there's some small companies, but even like the Super 7 booth was like a table. Like I don't know. I guess I wasn't going to get SDCC kind of setups over there, but still I'm used to them putting in a little more effort to that. But all in all, it was fun. Walked around, bought a few things, toys.
Of course, that's what you do at Comic-Con.
Got to check out some cosplayers. Yeah. Didn't see a lot of them walking around at first. I'm like, this is what, and then all of a sudden, just seemed like maybe they are all hiding from the rain. Because then we're just left and right. There was like the big group shot. It was the Haunted Mansion, Ghosts, and then the Ghostbusters were on the other side facing off with them. So that was kind of cool.
That's cool. It's kind of funny you say that, they're hiding from the rain or whatnot. Like I feel like every year up here specifically with Emerald City Comic Con, because it seems to be always raining when we go.
Surprisingly,
so it's like a lot of the cosplayers don't come out till a little bit later because they don't want to get their stuff wet and everything. Or if they do, they're like huddling in like specific areas as not to get wet.
There was a chick with like I think it was body paint, full on body paint. It was Mystique, the X-Men movie Mystique. So I'm thinking, I bet you're staying out of the rain, you know?
Absolutely.
And there
I
was,
mean, we
I
did
felt
just
bad
do
for-
the podcast with Sarah, right?
Yeah.
Last week, and yeah, she had full face makeup.
we saw her in line, like we were going to get a bite, and we saw her in line with her daughter.
Yeah, I went and said hi, introduced myself, and everything. I'll talk about it because I was in costume, so it was a whole thing.
Oh,
But
sweet.
yeah. Anyway,
That's awesome.
Well, it's cool.
But I think the cosplayer part of it was, like, to me, the coolest part, just seeing the different stuff. Because other than that, you had a bunch of vendors, like, it's cool. You're going to go buy stuff, but I think cosplay and stuff like that is what more makes the con, and just seeing the different ones walking around. Yeah, I felt bad for anybody buying any kind of original art or something and having to take it out in that rain.
Yeah.
Oof, I know. I almost did too.
Oh, nice.
No, absolutely.
I would kind of agree with you. I think with WonderCon, the highlight is the cosplay. And the artist alley I think is really cool. It's just cool to see. Like there's a lot of people there that I'm fans of, and like I know, so it's just like nice to walk around. So I did talk to Kevin about this a little bit. This is not my like first solo con. I like doing cons by myself. I like walking the floor by myself. I like just doing cons by myself. I don't have to like compromise on what I want to do. I just get to do whatever I want to do. Stand in line where I want to stand in line.
Yes.
But going to a con solo in costume, different story. Like I don't know that I would do that again. It's fun, don't get me wrong. Like, and it's especially fun being in costume and being in a full mask because like I'm trading off like comfort for anonymity, and it's a fair trade. Like I had AirPods on the whole time, and I had a mask on. So if I could every now and then hear people, Casey Jones, so I was just like I would just nod to them, but most of the time I'm just zoned out because I'm not even listening to people. So I had my music on. So like I think it was really fun. There's a lot of people that like asked for pictures and stuff, but I didn't get any. I got like a couple of selfies in the parking lot because I was like, oh, I should probably take pictures of this before I take it off, and that was it. So it was like that was kind of like it looks cool. I don't know how well you can see it with like
nice
the wig like blowing in the wind and everything. And I did use like my Eddie vest, which I think matches Casey.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it works really well. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The problem was if I had to take the mask off, I had to take the wig off too, and I had to reset everything. So I couldn't just go like boop boop boop. So like if I saw somebody I knew, I had to really fucking want to talk to them. You know what I mean? I did see people. I won't even say who I saw. I saw people that I'm like, I'm not gonna. It's not worth it. But there were people. I walked up to. I saw an old student, Mark Funky. Shout out to Funky. I saw him. I put my hand on his shoulder, and then he just looked at me, and then I had to show him my badge. And then he's like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "I didn't even." He's like, "I didn't recognize you." I'm like, "Why would you? I'm wearing a
no
mask."
shit. You didn't recognize me.
Yeah, of course. I
awesome.
Also. So that was the other thing too. It was mostly vendors, and even it wasn't even a lot of vendors. So there was significantly less vendors this year than there were last year. I noticed if you went all the way to the far side of it, there were like they just had it walled off, like it was closed off, and there was just a lot of unused floor space. Because they didn't pack the house. So I even went to Frankenson's after going to WonderCon.
Oh, nice.
So and then I talked to the guys, like shout out Felix at Ageless Geeks. And all the guys there. I was talking to them. I'm like, dude, you guys were at WonderCon, and then they're like, nah. That like after last year, fuck no. And I was and then one of the guys was like, dude, after what they pulled, he's like, they're lucky if they get more vendors pulling next year too. So I guess they raised prices on vendors this year.
Oh, bummer.
So on top of like not having like the big Marvel or DC, they also lost a bunch of small vendors too. So if it wasn't for the artist alley and for the cosplayers, like WonderCon is I was there I got there around 12. I probably walked the whole building like 3 or 4 times, and I just left out of like not having anything else to do. I was like, all right, I guess I texted you, and I was like, hey, where are you guys? And you're like, oh, we left an hour ago. And I was like,
it was a kind of a letdown, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of a letdown.
Like, I think it's somebody else planning this thing like the last couple of years, because it used to be like there was always something going on. Like we would stay the 3 days, like in 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And just this, I mean, I'd have felt gypped if I paid for this and got a hotel, and
it's barely worth 3 hours, let alone 3 days.
Dude, you're telling me.
You know what I mean? Like that 3 hours was a stretch. for me. Like
Yeah.
that I could have probably left after 2 hours, but then I was like, I paid $70 to get in there. I'm like, I'll stay another hour, I guess.
Get your
And
money's worth.
that was it. Like it was a lark for me. I was like that morning, I was like, I guess I'll go. And then I bought tickets online that morning. And then even driving there, it was like raining, and I was like, why am I going in costume? Damn it. Like I had regular clothes, so I kind of considered it. But let me tell you, I love the rain. There is no more badass feeling than walking in the rain in a Casey Jones costume.
I could
Oh
imagine.
my god, dude. I
Or
felt like I was
armor.
on fire, dude. Like cars could bash into me and the car would be destroyed. I felt like nothing could stop. I felt so badass. I loved the rain. It was
That
awesome.
would have been an awesome picture if somebody was with you and actually got you walking down the sidewalk in the rain.
That's why being in costume solo sucks. Because
Or
it's
like
like
a Noble
nobody to
Stick
share it.
cosplay in the rain from Halo.
Yeah,
Oh no, yeah.
that'd be
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, I seen Rich and Arturo have joined us. Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
What's up,
Um,
guys?
So yeah, definitely, y'all check out Pastrami's socials and check out pastramination.com for the update on WonderCon this past weekend. Actually, I kind of wanted to talk about this real quick because I'm going to be covering a really, really cool Comic-Con at the end of this month, which I'm
Yeah.
super stoked about. So I'm going to be covering C2E2 in Chicago for Pastrami Nation at the end of April.
Sweet.
Really excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going up to Chicago for a couple days. It's my wife and I, and we're going to be hanging out, be doing a lot of coverage. So stay tuned on Pastrami Nation, on the socials and everything, because there's going to be daily updates. I've never been to a Comic-Con outside of the Pacific Northwest.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked to be able to go to one. Like,
Now, are they a different time zone than us, or is
that's
Chicago?
like 2 hours, I
2
think.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
2 hours. Never been to Chicago. Actually, I have been to Chicago once before. My sister, she's in the Navy, and when she graduated basic training, we flew over there to go to her graduation, and that was 90. I want to say like 99, 2000.
Yeah, 'cause Jordan
we
was
were
still
only-
playing basketball.
Right? Yeah, it was only in like we were only there for like a day or two. Same thing as this thing, but yeah, we're really stoked for that. Really excited. I'm beyond thrilled to be given the opportunity to be able to do this. So I'm really excited. So definitely keep an eye out for a lot of cool stuff. Their guest list this year is actually looking really. Today it was announced. You have Jay and Silent Bob are going to be there. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
Oh, sweet.
Maya Hawke, Rachel Lee Cook, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Thanos.
Freaking Josh Brolin's gonna be there.
Oh boy.
Stacked. Just some really cool thing. I'm really excited. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, so like they're gonna be doing a Clerks 30-year panel where they're going to be talking about Clerks and 30 years old, and yeah, that's going to be really fun. So yeah, if anyone is watching this, is going to be at C2E2, come say hi. I'm going to be there by my lonesome, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what they got in store over there in Chicago. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, it'll be cool. So let's talk about toys. Let's talk about action figures. Elijah has been super excited to talk about what he got for Easter, what the Easter Bunny dropped by and brought him for Easter, and a couple other things he picked up this week. So if you want to go real quick and just kind of show off what you got and what you're really excited for.
Oh no, they can go first. Do you guys want to go first?
Go first, Eli.
Yeah.
Go.
So,
Yeah, go first.
so he also got an Amazon gift card, so he was able to get what he wanted on Amazon. So show them what you got from Amazon.
I got this Octane from Apex Legends action figure. He has the hit and run skin on.
Oh,
It's a
sweet.
nice, like live wire green, gray, black combo.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
In the community, he has this dialysis machine because his main ability, he stabs himself with a stem, which drains part of his health but makes him go faster.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is super cool.
Yeah.
And then I also got this really nice deck of playing cards, which is like cyberpunk themed. So it has wires coursing through it.
Yeah. Based off Cyberpunk.
Oh, sweet. Like a circuit board kind of.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It is official like Cyberpunk, right? It's from Cyberpunk, or is it
No.
just Cyberpunk thing?
It's just
cards?
cyberpunk themed.
Oh, that's cool. This is the one he's really excited about.
I got Hell Divers.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
you
I
got
get to
it.
spread
You got the
democracy.
physical copy too. That is good for
Yeah.
you. That's awesome.
Easter Bunny dropped it off for him
Yeah.
on Easter.
And all the Easter Bunny gave me was Cadbury cream eggs, but they were pretty damn good.
Oh, I love Cadbury eggs.
Oh my
And then
god!
he picked up he got Barnes and Noble gift card as well, so he picked up a couple manga.
I got this Chain Soldier one, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's a cool cover.
And then this one, which I didn't even know about.
Oh,
It's
nice.
done by
Twisted
Disney and
Wonderland.
Viz Media. It's called Twisted Wonderland.
Interesting. Look at Disney getting into the manga game.
Dude, they're going hard. I love their Deadpool. I know it's not Disney, it's Marvel, but their Deadpool manga is great.
Oh yeah.
So here, like all the Disney villains, like not their children per se, but like they all coexisted sort of. And then something happened to them. And now there's this magical like college that like it has like 7 houses like Harry Potter, and like each of the Disney villains has their own.
Has their own house.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I've been looking through it, and he's been showing me stuff, and it looks really, really cool. Looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, highly recommend. Is this the only issue out so far?
I have no clue. I should have probably checked that before.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So yeah, Twisted Wonderland. This is book 1 called called the Book of Hearts
Libel.
Hearts Libel. So yeah, that's cool.
Very good.
Helldivers 2 looks like a lot of fun. By the way, I haven't played it yet, but I watched him, and I know it's like bringing in a resurgence of Starship Troopers. I totally see why. It's freaking Starship Troopers, the game. It's insane. It's cool. Highly recommend from what I've seen of it. All right, what do you guys got? You guys were talking, Christian, you were talking about action figures earlier. And what
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot to go over. So, Jason, I don't know if you want to go first or
Sure. Yeah, I don't have too much to go over.
Yeah,
What
I
did
got a
I
lot.
pick up? I snagged this morning, just because I didn't have them the first time.
Yo, I just got one too. I found one at Target. Hell
Same
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Riley.
Luck of the draw. And
Yeah,
then,
so that was the Ben Riley Marvel Legends, the retro carded wave. If you're
Oh, you-
listening to this right now,
Yeah, this guy.
yeah. So
Good-
that's
good old-
just hitting stores. The new wave is hitting.
I gotta
and-
find that jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, I saw that one. There was another figure that I saw. I don't know what it was. It was just black and red. I forget which.
It was like a
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, huh?
Yeah, it was one of the. I just picked up the Ben Riley though. I was tempted to buy 2. I didn't want to be the douchebag that did that, so I left
Oh,
the other one.
There was only one at mine, so I was like, oh, yoink. And
Yeah.
this other guy just kind of gave me a look because I see him all the time. Like, that's the other collector. And then I got this
Yeah.
at WonderCon. Thought it was pretty badass.
What is it?
Oh yes.
The blue Santa Claus. Like, how come not like a blue
So is
Santa
that the Fwoosh, right? The Fwoosh.
It's Fresh Monkey Fiction.
Oh, Fresh Monkey
They,
Fiction,
they
right?
do the naughty or nice ones. Like, they do a bunch of different variation Santa
Yeah.
Clauses. And like the trolls are already like, because there's a zombie Santa. And they're like, oh, cool. They make Kate's dad from Gremlins. Remember?
Oh my
I
god.
was like, damn.
Oh my god.
You guys don't miss a trick, do you?
That is crazy.
And I've been on a Mythic Legion kind of kick lately. Like Mythic
My
Legion,
god, dude. Gorgeous.
this thing, like this is the Valiant Knight. Like this uses the new body. And he has 2 different heads. That's the ball and chain. He also has a sword.
Oh, it's gorgeous. The paint job in that is
Ooh, amazing.
exquisite.
Well, the
If you guys
articulation-
aren't following Jason, the Bear Saiyan, right? Am I saying
yeah,
that?
the Bear Saiyan.
The Bear Saiyan on Instagram, he's got nice close-up pictures of this thing. Like,
This
gosh.
this is like I saw what all the hype was about because they had them on sale at DCOM at the 4 Horsemen booth, but they sold out like before we
Yeah.
even had a chance to get in line. I'm like, damn! So finally they went on sale. They sold out in like 5 minutes for the Valiant Knight, and I'm like, and there's a Templar coming out that uses the same body, but it's going to have like the the red and white
the red and white with
garb,
the cross.
but just the detail on these figures. Like, look at this one. Is I picked this one up at that's the Monkey King.
Is that also Mythic Legion too?
Yes.
God, of course it is.
Sun Wukong.
So, just a little quick background on the 4 Horsemen and Mythic Legions. The 4 Horsemen are like a group of sculptors that have been in the toy industry for like decades. They're
Yes.
behind some of the greatest action figures of our time.
Oh, my
Here,
God.
let me like. This is old school, and for those of you that are like have been collecting NECA, NECA's been around for a while. This is like from what 2000. I don't know,
Three.
2003, The Bride from Kill Bill. This is NECA, right? Old school NECA. This is Four Horsemen. Here, one of my favorite Four Horsemen figures till this day. This is what started me on Mezco. The Hellboy, the first Hellboy movie line. Dan Cortez, I can't remember. Shout out, dude. Like, that's the Four Horsemen. This is why Mythic Legions is so important. If you're into and you know the history of action figures, Mythic Legions is like no joke.
They did the whole remember Masters of the Universe Classics?
Yep.
That was all of them. DC Universe Classics.
Yep.
They were like the best DC figures ever.
That
was Horsemen.
Yep.
And then now that they don't do Masters of the Universe,
they're doing their own stuff.
Legions. Well, they will do a tribute figure like with one of their figures, like this guy.
Yeah. So they did Masters paint jobs, color schemes on their Mythic Legions. It's just so cool to see.
Yeah, this is Stinkor, like, and they did like a Webster one. It's one of the skeletons, and he has like 6 arms, but they did him blue, like how Webster was. Yeah, they can't really call him that.
No, but what a beautiful like little homage. To it. So
Four Horsemen is just like Mythic Legions. Their mounts, their rides. I don't know if you guys can see the moose. Like, see Rob pointing. See, he's in that case underneath the T-Rex.
Yeah,
like it's a
huge.
When do you get a moose mount? When have you ever gotten that?
Yeah.
Like, and then they have a bear coming out. It's supposed to be released in March of 2025. I pre-ordered it. You can still pre-order it on Big Bad, I think, but it costs slightly more. It's a freaking fully articulated grizzly bear mount. Like, how could you not want that?
Again, if you're not following Jason, the Bear Saying on Instagram, please check it out because he's got pictures of all this stuff. Multiple.
Follow the Four Horsemen as well. Like,
yeah,
those guys are unreal with all the stuff they're putting out.
I think we're kind of at this place in time where, like, we if you're a toy collector, it hasn't been any better than it is right now to collect toys. It's also the most expensive time to be collecting toys.
Yes.
Like we started off this whole thing like collecting stuff that was for kids, but now like these companies, Lego is making 18 and over stuff. Like this is only made for adults. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the thing that people don't understand. So, do you have anything else, Jason? That
no, I think that was it. Right. Santa Claus and Mythic Legions.
I want to show you how much I've spent in the last couple weeks because it's been a lot of money. So one of the things I showed Snake Eyes, right? I got the Mezco Snake Eyes. I showed that a little while ago. I did get the Storm Shadow. So much better. I think I love that Snake Eyes, but this I took off some of the stuff. He had like a nunchuck. So this is I'm holding the Mezco 112 collective, a Storm Shadow. He has like a nunchuck holster on his hip. He had like knee pads. I took it all off. I like it like less and just white. You know what I mean? So it's a gorgeous piece. Everything Mezco does. They're basically mini Hot Toys. They're 112 scale, so they're 6-inch figures with soft goods, with like cloth goods, done gorgeously.
So that's tough to pull off on 12 scale, right?
Like, and they've been around for a while now, and I feel like they're now getting it. Like, because if you look at the early 112 stuff, it's rough.
Like the diaper baby Wolverine.
Yeah, like those ones. Like they're really rough to look at.
That Storm Shadow kind of reminds me of a Hanzo from Overwatch with the bow that he's holding too.
Yeah, or they copied Storm Shadow because Storm Shadow was first. That came in, and then a lot of other stuff. So I posted about this too. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's Zoinks. I know I talk about it all the time, but nobody fucking follows me. It's Z0. So it's not an O, it's a 0 INKS. By the way, I post all of this stuff. So my big what is it? Mount Everest, not Mount Everest, my Mount, what's the big Mount Rushmore? Jesus, I can't think right now. My Mount Rushmore of like 80s, 90s sci-fi action movies. And I this isn't a hot take. I think this is everybody. Terminator, RoboCop, right? And then Predator, Aliens, right? That's my Mount Rushmore of my 80s sci-fi. So I've always been on the hunt for this. Like when I was a little kid, I saw RoboCop when I was 5. I know for a lot of people our generation, RoboCop was the movie that we were exposed to at way too young of an age that we were not meant to watch, right? Like I think that's the story for a lot of us. So I remember being 5 years old asking Santa for Ed 209. I'm like, till this day, I've always wanted a good Alien. I've always wanted a good Predator, good RoboCop, good. Anyway, enter Mezco. I've shown off like the Predator and Alien before. Like those are incredible. Like what they're doing with toys. I cannot tell you how much I love this. This is the T800 endoskeleton, and like I'm holding it up right now, and this is so. Again, go on my Instagram, please, because I have like close-up pictures of this. Like, there's never been like this is so underrated. I think this, what I have him in right now, and the simple contrapposto pose is so fucking impressive. The fact that I can put this in a contrapposto pose, get the fuck out of here. Like this is, I don't know why there's so much shit about this figure and like, oh, that's overpriced. Do you know how many moving parts are in that thing? They're like, oh, it doesn't have accessories. Go fuck yourself. I'm like, you don't deserve this. If you're complaining about this endoskeleton, fucking return it. Give it to somebody who wants it because you don't.
I'll take that.
Yes,
I don't care if it doesn't have any accessories. I have a ton that I can give it.
Right. So like that is amazing. That came out. So then I was just on the hunt for all the other Mayfix things. So I had to get this guy. It's Arnie at the opening of T2 with the box of roses. Nice. My only issue with this, I love it. He comes with the grenade strap. He comes with the minigun and everything, so you can make him at the end. My only problem with this is, in this outfit, he should be wearing a black shirt, not a gray shirt. So it's like, if I want it like this,
but is it accurate?
It's not accurate. I just said it's not accurate. So yeah, it's not accurate. So it should be, if he's holding the box of roses, he should be wearing the black shirt. So, but I know like they gave him the gray shirt because they're gonna like prioritize the minigun scene over it. Whatever. The thing is, it's a thing of beauty. Mayfix right now, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Even with what Mezco's doing with the cloth goods, it's Mayfix for me. Mayfix all the way. And then this is right now, like I can't. So this 10 years, right? 10 years after this movie. For those of you that are Marvel Legends collectors,
Winter Soldier one, right?
Yeah, and for those of you that are Marvel Legends collectors, and for those of you that are specifically MCU Marvel Legends collectors, you'll know that they've never made good figures for the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier, I think, again, not a hot take. It's my favorite. I think for a lot of people,
it's my favorite too.
Right, it's most people's too. So it's criminal that there aren't good action figures for this. So for Mayfix, 10 years after this fucking movie came out, finally releasing a good like stealth suit cap. Thank you. Bless all of you who
from one of the best openings to any Marvel movie, in my personal opinion.
Yep. So that finally came out. It's such a beautiful piece. The only complaint I have is how they connect the shield on the back. I love that look of him bringing the shield on the back, but the mechanism to connect that is convoluted like magnets. Jesus. It's simple. I also had to match this. So okay, this is kind of a custom. I had to make a matching Black Widow. So it's not really. It's an expensive custom if you've got the piece. It's an easy custom if you have the pieces. It's expensive if you don't. The head is the new Marvel Legends Black Widow that just came with. The body is the SH Figure Arts Avengers one. So the body, if you got it, it was $60 when it came out. If you don't get it, if you don't have it, it's like $200 now. So good luck. You're not going to find it for a good price. But my God, it makes like the perfect companion piece for this winter.
Do you have a Batroc?
There is no Batroc. So
what?
There wasn't even a Marvel Legend, was there?
There was no. He's too much of a side character. They're not going to make a Batroc. They barely made a Winter Soldier. So the only other Mayfix figure that's coming out from this line is going to be Winter Soldier, which is due out anytime now. So I'm dying for that. Again, Ageless Geeks. I'm gonna just kind of. I don't know if I'm going to start. I don't know. Should we talk to them? I don't know. I'm going to shout them out either way. We're not getting paid from them, but Ageless Geeks, Jason, I know you shop from them. I shop from them. We know them personally.
Let's get them
they're good guys.
Let's get them on the show.
Felix, if you're listening to this, Chris, if you're listening to this, if you guys want to come through, Alex, I don't even know if Alex. I haven't seen Alex in years.
Been a while, yeah.
Yeah, I see Felix every time I go.
If you do anything cool in the arts, you make toys, you make movies, you make TV shows, you write books, come on the show. We'll talk to you. I would love to chat with you and pick your brain.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That. So if you're looking to buy
Steven Spielberg, if you're watching, come on over.
George Lucas, if you're watching.
Totally do that. So here's another thing, and this is like the big thing I've been kind of wanting to get at. Here's the other thing that I picked up. This is just the Mayfex RoboCop, the 2.0. Another figure I've always wanted, and I've always wanted. I know you can't see it. It's if you remember the movie, his leg opens up so he can pull out his sidearm, and I have him in that pose. I've always wanted to do that with my toys since I was a kid. I posted this on my Instagram. Right, I posted this on my toy Instagram. It got like 6 likes. But really quickly, I'm gonna wait for Elaine to stop talking so you guys can hear this too, because it's crazy. Of all the 6 people who liked my post, Paul fucking Verhoeven, official, liked my post.
No way.
Paul fucking Verhoeven.
Paul Verhoeven, if you want to come on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Explain
So Paul Verhoeven, thank you. Paul Verhoeven is just I don't know the director.
He also directed Starship Troopers and Showgirls.
Yes. And I'm trying to think of everything else. Total Recall, another favorite sci-fi movie of mine. So that's crazy. So
out of the 6 likes, one just happens to be the golden ticket.
Yeah, the golden ticket. The guy who made the freaking movie that I love so much.
That's so awesome, dude. That's neat for applause. That's awesome.
Also, super shout out to the team who behind RoboCop Rogue City. I just started playing it. I'm only like 30 minutes into it. It's gorgeous though, and it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, not easy to find a good movie tie-in video game. Last shout out to Hasbro. They're doing this line. These are kind of GI Joes, but they're like just military figures. But they're like, dude, $35 and they're loaded the fuck out. Like, this is what Hasbro does when they don't have to like pay a license fee and they can just make whatever they want. They're just gonna pack it to the brim with accessories. Like, check out this like seal diver, like just like packed to the brim. I got this at Target, $30.
Yeah, my brother found that when he was showing. I was like, "Son of a bitch,
dude!" So worth it. Like, it's crazy what Hasbro's do. They're 6 inches. They're always 6 inches. It's like every action figure that Hasbro does. So, like, the thing that Hasbro has like really come up, I would say, like especially with their face printing tech, their heads are just as good, if not better, than some of the SH figure art heads. Their bodies are still gummy. You know what I mean? But the articulation is getting a lot better for something that you can pick up at Target for $30. You know, like Hasbro's, like between the GI Joe line, Marvel Legends is probably at the bottom of the barrel for their stuff. But like between the GI Joe stuff, actually the Star Wars stuff might be at the bottom. Unfortunately, their paint jobs are really nice, but it's getting good. It's getting good, guys. So
they're trying.
Yeah, again, like I said, we're kind of at the best time to be a collector, if you can afford it. I'll say that.
Hey, you've been into the Street Fighter game too, haven't you?
Oh, that's the other thing. So I just got Dulcim and M. Bison. I don't have them.
Dude, jealous.
Okay, let's talk about this. I know you have the soda stuff too. I had the soda Dulcim and I love that, but the fact that he comes with Bendy, like,
yeah.
So I have him in like Lotus position right now. And I have he's crisscross applesauce, but I used the long bendy legs and I tied him up like a pretzel. And then he's also has his hands in like praying mode, like doing the namaste thing. But that's so cool that I can do this with my.
You couldn't really get that pose on the soda one.
Yeah, you could kind of, but then
I didn't like the earrings on that one because they would break off too easy.
Super easy. I did love the big necklace, the actual skull necklace, because this has like a fake, like they're like flat to his body.
Oh, it's not actual.
So I tried taking the skulls off the soda one and put on this, but it doesn't look as good. Like this actually aesthetically just works nicely. Unfortunately, that's one of the things I like. The paint job is better on the soda ones too, because the paint jobs are all like hand done on those. But what Jada's doing for the price, again, like, dude, everybody is just like between Mayfex, between the Mezco stuff, what Jada's doing on a first line for the company, it's scary. It's scary. Like, it's also everybody's on their toes now because everybody has to step up. If a company like Jada's doing this stuff, there's no excuse for like Hasbro or Mattel or McFarlane to be doing anything less. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I think everybody's stepping up, even the McFarlane stuff. I talk a lot of shit about McFarlane, but you know they're
trying.
They have like a lot of really good head sculpts out. Their sculpts are always solid. Their paint jobs are better. Their proportions are garbage to me, but
oh, dude,
what are you gonna do? So,
sometimes you get like Green Lantern with a long neck.
Yeah, Yeah. So that's been my week and a half. It's my few weeks of
Sounds like
toys.
a good week.
Very cool. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Looks like an awesome week.
An expensive week, but
Yeah,
worth it.
absolutely. I did build this over Easter just because it was a lot of fun. It's a free gift with purchase from the Lego store.
Oh,
It's a
sweet.
cute little egg house with a little spring bunny
Oh, cool.
and a little chickie doo.
Kind of fitting
My
for
eyes
Easter, huh?
crooked.
Was that?
Kind of fitting for the Easter holiday, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, I built it on Easter because it was fun.
Did you guys have good Easters, by the way?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did. We had a good Easter. What about you?
It was good. I actually had a good ham this year because I didn't let my brother anywhere near that thing. Totally ruined it last year.
Yeah, we had ham too the day before Easter.
Mm.
Anthony Blanco just joined. He's late,
Oh,
but he's
Blanco.
here.
Right to never.
Always nice to see you. Speaking of Easter, let's talk about Late Night with the Devil. Does seem like a good segue. Yeah, so
Interesting segue.
yeah, Late Night with the Devil. It's a Shudder film, or it was made by Shudder for Shudder, but it's got a limited theatrical release this past for the last
Don't
couple
know
weeks.
if I would call it a horror movie.
Why is that? Well, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that. That's Anthony. I don't know people eat ham on Easter, which is hella weird to me. I didn't know people. Yeah. What else do you guys eat on? What do you eat on Easter, Anthony? I'm curious.
Yeah, I just had that conversation. What would you consider like an Easter meal? Like, what is the?
Is it like a roast? It's not turkey.
Right.
Or is it Easter eggs?
Yeah,
Those are all
over
nice
easy.
hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, no, we eat Easter all the time. Ham on Easter. Listen, man, Easter is just like that holiday that you just eat whatever, Yeah, so let's talk about Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil stars David Dashmalian. I hope I'm saying his name right. Forgive me if I'm not. He isn't really. I don't think it's that hard to say, but
It's like Dalmatian or something.
Yeah. I think it's Dalmatian, and he plays a talk show host back in the 70s who is trying to get his ratings up. His main rival is Johnny Carson, so of course it's really, really tough for him, really, really hard for him to get up in the ratings. And he tries all these things to get up in the ratings. He decides it's a good idea to host a Halloween special in 1977 where he would bring a host of you have a guy who can speak to spirits, and you have a skeptic, and then you have the main course, which is the main guest who's a parapsychologist / paranormal researcher. She comes on and she brings one of her studies, one of her students with her, this girl who is possibly possessed by a demon, basically. The movie is all filmed. It's based in the 70s. It looks like 70s. It's formatted like a television show. So it's like you're watching a late night talk show from the 70s. Yeah, it's really cool. You got the opening. You got the opening monologue. Yeah, there's no spoilers. No spoilers. Don't worry about it.
Everything is revealed in the trailer.
Everything is in the trailer. Anything I say is in the trailer. So don't worry about spoilers. And so, yeah, it's like you're watching this late night talk show. And basically the movie is, you have the monologue, you have him bringing on each guest. And with each guest he brings on, the story starts to unfold a little bit more, and you kind of get a little bit more of a vibe of like what's going on here. Like, this is terrifying. Like, something's wrong. Like, something's not right, until he gets to the main event, and then stuff goes down. Basically, what you're watching is like lost footage of a late night talk show that, this guy went way above and beyond to get ratings, and he got the ratings he wanted. He wanted to be known for something, and this is kind of what he's known for. And things go wrong really, really, really quickly on the show. So you're watching that. It's got these commercial breaks, so it's like you go to commercial and you see behind the scenes of the show, like what's happening during the commercial break. And each one's like a minute and a half. You get these really rush, they're running around like they would backstage. They're talking. There's all this drama going on behind the scenes. People are scared that this girl's coming on. They're like, we shouldn't do this. Like, this is horrible. And the host, he's just like, no, we got to do this. We got to do this. Excellent So let's get the good out of the way first. This movie is phenomenal. It's the way, so check out the review on pastramination.com if you want to get a full spoiler-free review. But basically, this is one of those movies, it's a slow burn. So it's not something that you're going to get. There's not a lot of jump scares. I could think of maybe only one jump scare throughout the whole movie. It's not that kind of movie. It builds tension from the very start all the way to the very end of the movie. Like, it's this really air of mystery and tension. And then you by the end, you're just like at the edge of your seat. You're trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And it ratchets up the tension with each new guest. So each new guest comes on and it just ratchets up. And it's crazy. David Dashmalian, he is incredible. I didn't realize his very first movie, his film debut was The Dark Knight. Like he was
crazy.
one of the henchmen. He was the Joker's henchman. He was one of the guys that was driving the truck. He's
the guy that Harvey interrogates.
Yeah, he's the guy that Harvey interrogates. Yeah, and of course he's been in the Ant-Man and Ant-Man.
He's the Ant-Man robber too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He's in the Ant-Man movies. He's in the Suicide Squad as well as Polka Dot Man.
That is good. Yes.
Yeah, he's in Oppenheimer. He's in a very small role in Oppenheimer, but he's in it.
A role nonetheless.
Yeah, role nonetheless. And so, Anthony, I can't wait till it comes to Blu-ray because I would love to pick it up on Blu-ray. And it's going to be one of those movies that we watch every Halloween. I already know it. It's going to be one of those classics. Now, wait, Anthony Bluff. Speaking of Blu-ray 4K, what was your last physical horror movie purchase? My last physical horror movie purchase. What was my last physical horror movie purchase on Blu-ray? Was it the Army of Darkness 4K set?
Possibly.
I think it might have been the Army of Darkness 4K set that I got. I'm trying to remember. That's a good question, Anthony. I'll get back to you on that one in a second, but let's talk about the bad. So there is a controversy going around with this film right now, rightfully so. I completely understand why people are upset and why there's a whole group of people who are boycotting the movie essentially because of this reason. So during the movie, there's these, when they cut to commercial, there's these interstitial pictures of like these creepy Halloween 1970s kind of artwork. Those are all AI, generated by AI. And of course, people are upset. They're like, why are you guys doing that with AI? You can hire, this whole thing that's been going on with AI over the past couple years. Why aren't you guys fixing this? Why aren't you guys changing this? So before I am very interested to hear Christian's point of view on this, because obviously he's a digital artist and I am very, very interested in hearing what he has to say. So there's a couple things I want to say about this. Number one, this movie was made 2 years ago, right? It was made 2 years ago. That was back when everyone was kind of playing with AI. No one really knew the real implications of it and what it was going to cause. Like what, because if you think about it, the big backlash against AI has been really big over the past year and a half or so, year and a half. That's when more people have come out against it and been very vocal about it, whether it's writers, artists, everything like that. So I can understand, especially coming from an independent film standpoint, them being like, hey, this is a cool new toy we can try. Let's give it a shot. Let's do it. It could be cool. Because that was before the everyone was, going crazy over it. But again, that was 2 years ago. The uproar starts, people start to get more upset. I don't understand. If someone can explain it to me as a filmmaker or whatever, why they couldn't, over the past 2 years, they could have easily replaced those they could have hired somebody to do them, hired someone to do their version of it, and just replace the stuff you see in the movie with the new art that someone makes. It's not that hard. Like that to me would have been the about face I feel like they should have done. So I was very torn on seeing it initially because of that. I had heard about it and I was like, this movie looks good, but I was very, very iffy about going to support something that used AI. But I essentially, after listening to the interviews with the filmmakers and David himself, who was blissfully unaware that they had actually done that. To me, it felt like something like it was more for the greater good than the I'm not saying the AI stuff is the macro, because I don't think it is, because it's super, super important. And I think a lot of people need to pay more attention to it. But it's also, I felt bad, like totally boycotting a movie, a low budget film from filmmakers who were really trying their best to do what they had. There's some things I wish they had done differently, but I essentially gave in and went to go see it. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, but I completely understand and get people who just refuse to go see it because of that reason. And I'm totally supportive, and I will never say you're wrong for thinking that or whatever. So Christian, I'm very curious. We kind of had this small discussion the other day, but tell us your views on this and what you
Please.
Yeah, no, like what are your thoughts on this whole this situation?
And don't hold back either. We actually want to hear your full
He knows
opinion.
that. He knows that.
Oh, I was gonna hold back, but Eli, no, I won't.
No.
So yeah, I have a few things to say about. So
Please.
like, here's the thing. I get it. You know, you're on a small budget thing and you're kind of getting things done quick, but I feel like that's where it's most important, right? Like,
Right.
This is the time where like where it's so small, that's when it really matters, man. Because how hard was that? You know what I mean? To just ask somebody. I know, like, again, like, even if it was the fun thing to do, like, I love the way you put it. You know,
Mhm.
how hard is it for them to go back, you know, and just retroactively change it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they can still hire somebody to do it. And like, that's all it takes. You know what I mean? Even if the intention was like good, I know it's small budget and everything, that's all it takes. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of horrible things happen with the best of intentions. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not one to like outright boycott it, because again, they're artists too. You know what I mean? And they're like making their art. But it's like, at how many times are we going to be like, oh, well, the intention, like, they didn't intend to, like, there's no malice. But if it keeps growing, then it's like, before we know it, it's just like like, where do we draw the line? Right?
Mhm.
Like, what if on the next one, it's like, oh, well, like, the third act was like written by ChatGPT, right? And like, that's writers' jobs that, like, well, it was cost efficient. You know, we wanted to experiment. Right. We wanted to see, like, where you drawing the line? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we used AI for like character designs. Like, bro, like, I know it's gonna happen eventually, and like, that's the thing. Like, there's no stopping it. But I think, and I'm also not the first person to say this, it's gonna be obvious. And I think, like, for the general public, it's just gonna be the difference between like eating at a really nice restaurant or going to McDonald's. Like, people know that they're looking at AI art, or they know that they're looking at like something that's actually like created by a person. And right now, like, there's still a noticeable difference, right? There's still like a shininess to the AI that we see, but that's the scary thing about all the AI that we see, like all the Sora stuff that we saw a couple months ago, like all of that stuff. It's like, every time we're seeing it, we're only seeing it at its worst. Like, it's only getting better, right? It's only going to get better. It's only going to get scarier, and like, it's going to get to the point where it's like, I don't have an argument anymore, right?
It's kind of like this generation's trace artist, because I know some trace artists that I won't call them out by names, but yeah, I've been in art shows and stuff, and there was a chick getting all kinds of awards and stuff, and comes down to it, we all did it was a 24-hour comic book day we were supposed to do at the comic store, like 8 of the artists who were in that art show, and she was the only one that just all of a sudden couldn't show at the end. And you could tell the difference that in her artwork that she did on that comic cover, because you know the blank sketch covers are kind of thicker, you know.
Yeah,
you could tell like that was really her art, because it was all right, it was average, but what she was putting out for art shows and stuff was like these brilliant like masterpieces. And then she's like, oh, I can't draw in front of a group of people, and like, I mean, maybe she really can't draw it, but I kind of like, I know a trace artist. I've seen enough of them around to know that when they say, oh, I can't draw in front of a group of people, I have to do it in the room by myself. Yeah, you and your light box.
Yeah, exactly. I hate to say it, but like, you know, I'm not saying that every artist has to be able to perform in front of other people, right? Because that's hard. Like, usually artists aren't doing that as a performative thing. So But the thing is, if you're making that, you're like, oh, I specifically don't draw in front of people. That's a little sus. You know what I mean? Especially if there's a despairing difference between the artwork that you're presenting and like you know what I mean? If there's such a difference between all of the artwork that you show, then that's kind of saying a lot.
You can tell, like I know another guy like that where his artwork is mediocre, so to speak, but then all of a sudden he put out a masterpiece of it was like from the Book of Boba Fett, and I'm like, that looks identical to the picture of him on the throne. You know, where was your art in that? And then everybody's like, oh my god, you're so good. But I can sniff those kind of people out.
My issue with it, and like earlier, Kevin, you mentioned that I was a digital artist. That's fine. That's right. I actually don't like the idea. While yes, everything that I do is digital. Like,
no, I didn't mean it like, yeah.
But I know, and I'm not trying to correct you or anything. No. I'm just saying, like, the reason why I don't like it is because AI people consider themselves digital artists, and I don't like that because it's like
understandable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm finding myself like liking this shit on Instagram. I'm like, and then I go back and I'm like, I look back and it's hashtag AI art, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I have to go back and unlike this stuff and unfollow these people because it's like, and they say, oh, I'm a digital artist. I'm like, there's a difference between like what Jason and I might do, or any of us do. I'm drawing in a digital program or typing something into a prompt and then letting the computer generate an image, right? Like there's a difference between hiking to the top of the mountain and taking a helicopter to the top of the mountain, right? Like people like us, we've spent a lifetime, a literal lifetime, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life like honing my craft, while other people like jump on a Sora and like consider themselves an artist too.
Yeah.
So that's where, like, again, it becomes really infuriating to me.
Oh yeah, I had to sit through a semester of Stefan's class just to,
and it is very. So I had this discussion a few years ago too. Like this was when AI was coming on the scene, but the big pushback hadn't started yet. And I was talking to someone, and we were discussing that, and they were talking about, oh, it's so great. Like I can actually write a book now. I can do all this stuff. I can write comic. I can do everything I've been wanting to do. And I'm like, dude, but you're not going to succeed with that. I'm like, honestly, dude, like, let's be real. Like I've been writing for 30 years. Like 30 years I've been like writing, and I still haven't. I know a lot of that's on me, but it's not something you can just type into a prompt and like just do it.
Yeah, you spend time doing that.
Yeah, you can do it, right? And it's going to come out, and people might gravitate towards it, whatever the case may be. But you're never going to replace the human. You're never going to be able to duplicate the human elements, right?
The human touch.
The human touch. To whatever it is, to the drawing, to the writing, to any of it. Like you're just never going to replicate that, like ever. And one of the big, so I listened to this podcast called the No Film School podcast, and they're in the industry and they talk about AI. Like AI is one of their hot topics. And one of the guys is like, look, like he doesn't think AI is a bad thing, right? So I don't think any of us here will sit here and be like, AI is like the end of all evil, right? Like it's like it's evil, right? It's a good tool for when we type messages to each other, that's AI correcting the sentences, right? So that we don't come off as idiots, right? When it comes to that kind of stuff, spell check, so we know what we're writing, what we're talking about, things like that.
My life at least once a day.
Yeah, AI can be useful when it comes to our everyday lives. What it can't do, and it is a really good tool, an excellent tool, but what it can't do is duplicate what we do. So it can't make art like you do, Christian, or like you do, Jason, or it can't write like I do. It can't play video games like Eli does. It might be able to. I mean, that's essentially what NPCs, but still, like they don't have that. Even NPCs, half the time they're running around the stage like looking lost.
There was a really viral Smash Bros. Brawl clip of Fox and Falco
played by AI. So you're trying to destroy my.
I'm not. You're just saying that they look like idiots when they do it.
Well, no, but you know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Like, it's all AI. And anyways, his point was like, yeah, it's a good tool. And he doesn't see it taking over like we think it's going to take over, just because it can't reproduce the human element. People will get sick of it. Like, people will, you write a screenplay for the next Avengers movie using AI, and then this seems like what every freaking DC movie has ever done, right? Is like used AI and an algorithm and put the movies out. And that's essentially what it feels like Marvel's doing right now. And right when people make fun of what Marvel's doing, it's like they're just putting prompts into a machine saying this needs to go. And you see the drop in quality, right? It's not really AI, but I think that's what's going to happen. But on the other hand, it's like you were saying, Christian, it's getting really good. Like, you don't know when it's going to stop learning and when it's going to just stay at a certain level, because it's the whole point of AI is to constantly be learning and building. And
We got to stop it before we have a Terminator
there
situation.
are companies that hire people. And he was talking about this too in one of his shows. There's movie studios that hire screenwriters to teach AI how to be screenwriters.
Huh.
Like,
No,
that's what's happening in the industry. Is like they're hiring people to come in and teach the computers how to tell stories, how to get that human element.
Like, that's the ultimate tragedy of AI to me, is that we have this incredible technology that we've created, and instead of using it to make our lives better, like, there's a lot of shit that humans have to do that are awful, that we should have technology doing so we don't have to do it, and we can free up our lives to make art. Instead, we're using AI to make the art instead of us. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we're taking away the thing that makes us human and giving it to the fucking.
Like, we should have AI be able to do our 9 to 5.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Like, that's what we should be doing. Like, freeing up our lives to live a more fulfilling life. Instead, we're taking away those things that are fulfilling for us and giving it to the like.
The AI doesn't want to work the boring 9 to 5, or it wants to do the cool jobs.
We don't care what AI wants.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I want to be a character designer. I want to be a writer. I want to be an artist. Yeah. Like, fuck me. I guess I
can take a sledgehammer to those servers and make it go bye-bye.
I'll just go work at McDonald's. They're getting paid $20 an hour now.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's tragic, and it's sad, and it's a fucked up thing.
It is.
And it's only the beginning. I don't even want to think about where we're going with this.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely.
I've always hated autocorrect. Like, I turn it off on my phone because I remember I was selling Transformers to some guy in one of the Transformer groups, and I messaged him on Facebook, "Hey, are you still interested in those bots?" Good thing I caught it, because AI corrected it. Are you still interested in those boys? Like, maybe he's like a fucking weirdo.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think in the end, though, I know we just had that whole long conversation, but again, Late Night with the Devil, go check it out. I think or make your own judgment,
yeah, or not. Like, you can or not.
Yeah, no,
Hey, I'll make it for you.
Use your own judgment, check it out. I think we enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah, it's a good time, and hopefully they go in and replace those, because it's not too late. It's still not too late, even though it's been released. Like, just go in and replace it.
That's the thing. I want to see it really bad, and I'm not boycotting it, and I'll probably eventually see it. I know.
Yeah,
eventually that they do replace that artwork. Just that simple thing. It's such a simple thing. Like,
it is.
So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, definitely. Check it out. It's good Halloween vibes. I can't wait to watch it around Halloween.
Yes.
All right, guys. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. Anyways, I think that's our show, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for checking it out. As usual, you can find us here every Tuesday, just chilling, hanging out, talking.
Kevin has a PO box if you guys want to send him some Dayquil or NyQuil.
Yes,
to make him feel better.
I'm actually about,
or send me action figures.
I'm actually my well-being is more important. Well, no, I want Lego. Bring me Lego. I'll take Lego. That'll keep me busy.
Or a can of soup. Or something.
I'm about to take some NyQuil and just knock out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go spread democracy.
Can't wait. Anyways, thank you all for checking out the show. As usual, like, subscribe, share whenever you can. Let's just go around real quick. Christian, where can they find you?
Christian Nacorda, Instagram, TikTok. Come find me. Let's draw.
absolutely. Jason, so what's your actual the bear?
The bear saying on Instagram. I
yeah.
usually post a lot of toys.
That's
That
good.
kind of
What
like
the
live
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball saying?
The bear saying that was like my username way back in the
cool.
day. Like
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it sounded cool.
Can we how do we join? Oh, we have to click join the chat. Okay, anyway, the bear Saiyan, like Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball. It's all one word, right? And you can find him on Instagram. It's Christian Nacorda, all one word, CHRSTIN NACORDA. It's phonetic, all one word. And then my toy account is Z as in zebra, 0 INKS. So it's the O is a 0, not an O. So if you have trouble finding me, that's probably
Zoinks with a capital 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you with
absolutely.
the capital 0.
Capital Z.
And Anthony, I'm having a hard time remembering what Blu-rays I bought last in 4Ks. I have to get back to you on that. I'll message you. Because gosh, I know I've bought stuff. I just can't think of it right now. It's the cold head, when you get like all congested
You want me to
up and
smack
everything.
the back of it? Maybe that'll help.
It'll make it all come out. Anyways, guys, you can find me, Kevin Hoskinson, Kevin_Hoskinson on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twix. It's called Twix now. Wherever you
Twix.
find awesome content. Yeah.
Nice.
Captain America. We will see you guys later. Have a good night.
America.
Take care of yourselves
Thank you,
and
guys.
each other, and we will see you all later.
Coming
Bye-bye.
down to save the motherfucking world, yeah.